Guys, Jack the Critic. Today we're going over the worst movies of all time, part 2. Beginning off our list is Cool Cat the Kid Superhero, coming in at number 11. This movie is such an awful, terrible film, because it basically is the same as Cool Cat Saves the Kids, but it is better. That's why it's it's a bit lower on the list. 11. I give them mercy that I didn't give Cool Cat Saves the Kids, because at least it's a little bit better. Still bad though. Still just as terrible. It's one of those so bad that it's good movies. The next movie is Dragon Ball Evolution, which I saw recently, and it's terrible. Justin Chatwin is such a terrible actor in this film. He's good in other things, but in Dragon Ball Evolution, he is terrible. Oh my god, his acting is atrociously bad. Wow. Why? This movie is terrible. Number 13, The Sandlot 2. The Sandlot 2 is one of the worst movies of all time for a number of reasons. It's one of the worst sequels of all time and one of the worst movies of all time. See, it is a carbon copy of the first Sandlot. You're killing me, Smalls. You know what I'd be saying? You've been killing me, Sandlot 2. This movie is awful because it copies everything that happened in the first film. It's directed by the same guy who directed the first film. The first film was great, but the second film is a carbon copy. All the characters are the same. But it's even worse. The acting and dialogue is terrible. Oh my. It is terrible. Number 14, Shorts. Shorts is another awful film. Yes, I did like the wishing rock thing. That was kind of cool. I'll be honest. I wish I had one of those. But it's a terrible movie. It is terrible. Oh my god. You guys probably noticed the retainers. But yeah, terrible. Oh my god. I hate this. It is such a bad movie. The booger scene. Why? It is terrible. This movie is awful. This movie is terrible. The Smurfs. I hate the Smurfs. I have reviewed this in the past a very long time ago. But this movie is awful. Okay, they look like, oh god. This movie is terrible. This movie is terrible. It is an awful film in all the wrong ways. A film that shouldn't even exist. 17. Actually, no. Number 16 and a half. The Smurfs 2. Basically the same as the first. Plain awful. Number 17. Catwoman. DC's Catwoman was released in 2004 and has won so many Razzies. I don't blame them. This movie is terrible. This movie is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire lifetime. It is so bad. Oh my god. Halle Berry is terrible. I just said Halle Berry. Halle Berry is terrible as Catwoman, and she's a really good actress. In this movie, she is terrible. The plot is terrible with the stupid moisturizing. Skin, like, it makes your skin all, like, weird. It's why? Oh, for 18. Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin is one of the worst superhero films I've ever seen. What an awful, terrible film. A film that shouldn't even exist. A film that has no right to exist. Joel Schumacher, what did you do? Joel Schumacher's a pretty good director. He did Lost Boys. But I hate this movie. This is the worst superhero. No, Catwoman is the worst superhero movie of all time. This is the second worst superhero film of all time. Such a terrible, terrible film. Awful. It's an atrocity. It is one of the worst films I've ever seen. I'm gonna give a shout out to Danny and Thomas. Go subscribe to their channel. I'll leave a link in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully we'll be talking about a better movie. Okay, another movie actually, top 20. You gotta remember that there's also X-Men Origins Wolverine. Such a terrible, awful film in all the wrong ways. But it's also so bad that it's good. Update, I've thrown all my stupid, bad DVDs away.